You all can see so much why we are so excited to have our Regional Teachers of the Year on with us today. And I want to give each of them a chance to share a final word that maybe they haven't gotten to mention yet or something they really want to emphasize. So thank you all so much for being here.
Just two little pieces of advice, one for families and one for educators. We can't do it without you. And, you know, even if that means a one-liner email thanking a teacher for something, even if that means a hey in the carpool line, I see you, even those little things, we're putting so much out into the world, and sometimes you don't know what's going on, if it's getting through to anybody. And so just those little tiny things make a huge difference. Families, thank you for your support. For educators, I'm just echoing what everybody's already said. I had no idea before this role anything about policy and decision making, but I did have a lot of complaints about those decisions that were being made. And so even though it's a lot of extra, even though it's kind of something that you have to learn yourself, find a way to get involved with your legislators, invite them into your classroom, invite them into your schools in your district. Folks on this show right now are a part of EPFP. All of these things are so essential, and I had no idea before that. So I would just, those are my two for families and educators.
Find yourself a group like this one. Every single teacher needs a group of people that supports them and that pushes them and that challenges them and that agrees with them and that disagrees with them. I think too often we surround ourselves with people that think just like us, and then we are just talking to ourselves and we're not challenged and we're not asked to think about kids that maybe we don't think about every day. And so you need to find yourself a group of intelligent, passionate educators, and you need to stay connected with them, because in the moments when you don't want to be passionate anymore, all it takes is a text to any one of these people and your fuel is refired. So every teacher needs that. And you can't be the best for your kids if you don't have that for yourself. So get yourself out there, find some people, and don't make it people who are going to support you in your moments of negativity. Make it people who are going to push you out of them.
In a first grade classroom, you find joy every day. The happiness of coming back from our break and the love that I have felt within these four walls has just been amazing. And that is part of what fills my cup, you know, to keep going. The smiles and excitement on their faces, to be back as a part of our classroom family. And I just wanted to talk to you like what Cece just said. Seek out to educators, seek out the passionate people in your building and in your district and even across your region. Find people who lift you up and challenge you to make a change. This group right here, our regional team, has made an amazing influence on me personally and professionally. I think we have been a true example of how a network can really work across our state to reach all of the kids in North Carolina. It's been eye-opening to me to see how things operate in other parts of the state, which helps me better serve where I am as well. And hopefully I have provided back, and we all have provided for each other a glimpse into what's going on across the state. And I think that's important for all teachers to have that narrative of what education is like across our state. Find a group that makes you happy and pushes you through with that positivity. We've all come to the table not with negativity or complaining, but we all come with solutions. And I think that's so important. We have been very dedicated to solving problems and not perpetuating them.
I'm teaching third grade. I have my PLC. I work in my little silo. I sometimes forget that I have a responsibility or could have a responsibility to advocate for anything outside of these four walls. And I think as teachers, and honestly, as families, I say this as a parent of a first grader myself, I think it's more comfortable and more logical to stay in your path of advocate for yourself, your child, and your students. But something that being a part of this group has given me, both personally and professionally, is the gift of collective advocacy. and the power of unifying, in our case, 9 voices into one, and to see how far reaching that one unified voice can become. I'd like to encourage educators to seize any opportunity to be an advocate beyond just their classroom's 4 walls. Get to know your school board. Look for opportunities to organize in your school building. Things begin locally and change happens locally. And teachers, I think, have so much power when they find a group with whom they can advocate and learn how to do so.
I've always come with the 4 agreements, which is do your best, be impeccable with your words, don't take anything personal, and don't assume. And I've really tried to, in a roundabout way, tried to express that to my parents, because by actionably doing it myself, we as teachers and as a community and as parents, we have to get out of this mindset of those kids, those parents, those teachers. When everyone succeeds, when everyone from everywhere succeeds, we all succeed. Like, there's no competition. I'm not worried about having better reading scores than my teammate. If my teammate is getting her kids where they need to be, that's great for me. That's great for my kids. That's great for me to learn from. If you start to feel some kind of resentment, don't go getting validation for your resentment. Try to get clarification for, is everybody else feeling this way, and how can we change it to make it better? And if you're trying to have a cesspool of woe is me, then who do you end up hurting? You end up hurting the kids. You end up hurting the profession. You end up hurting the idea around education. We all have a responsibility, because we have the most important job in the world.
Thank you for taking time with us to learn and think about education. That's all for today, and we'll see you next week.